Okay, so I've got my guy. I should have my reference footage here to bring in. Where are we? Oh. Oh, wrong one. What? You said it was made.
What would like a game like, I don't know, like what would like Dark Souls or something where you play that with a controller? I know some people play Elden Ring on mouse and keyboard. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's look at this. Look at this. Look at you there. Still frame. That's the winning shot there. So how's your other game going? Oh, yeah, I'm still waiting on one as well. Yeah, our team is on. They got one instantly. Wait, did we have a reply? Yeah. Oh, we did. Yeah. Wait. Oh wait. Yeah. Wait. Let me check Discord now. Okay. We said, we basically what we did was we basically just begged them to. We were like, please.
Hey, there we go. Hopefully this hasn't chewed it up entirely.
Yeah. Do we have an idea for a game where it's all like the whole steel side of things is like a bloody wandering scheme? Yeah, no. Well, no, we would only ever hint at it. Like, like we wouldn't actually ever like use it.
Wow, the refresh rate on this screen is very slow. Whoa, you've got a ghost mouse? What's going on here? That's new. Well, anyway, good stance. This is my stance I'm going to use. I'm more of a blanket type fighter, a monster, creature. Yeah. Look at Declan with his proper kendo stance. So low.
I know, right? He has such a big hitbox.
He's got, yeah. Yeah, Declan, you got a big heavy hitbox. I'm squirrely. Yeah. Okay. There we go. So there's my reference. I can bring that in to Blender. I did download it. Yeah, I did already. So.
Oh yeah. I think I messed up on the reading of that.
Okay, I'll just bring this to be a timeline.
It's like that, like, I think something was wrong with mine, like, I think something's wrong with, like, the direction.
I'll do this in object mode.
Yeah, I think I'm
Yeah, I believe I can just add videos as reference as they are now just by dragging and dropping. But, you know, sometimes that doesn't work. Let's see. Yep, there we go. My reference is in the scene. Now you can set it as the background of your thing, or you can keep it as a separate object like this. Wow, why is it so laggy? Okay, some of my shortcuts aren't working. But basically I want to be animating from this direction because I'm looking at myself from this side. So I want to just line it up about that way. And as I scrub through the frames, the video is going frame by frame as well. And I can figure out first my initial pose and then figure out foot placement, how that changes over 2 seconds. Because from human reference, it's not going to loop perfectly. We're going to make it loop. Okay, so let me just line this up. I'll get into my side view. On the reference object, I'll just put its rotation. So it's off a little bit. 0, and then rotation on the Z, I'll do another 90. So at least it's flat and facing. 90, 0, 90. Facing the way I want. And then the image properties, I can change its size from here. You can also just scale it up, but it has its own separate size value here. I suppose I'm just trying to match the estimated height of my character with myself. I'm a bit hunched down there. So, oh yeah, and the head's bigger. Just so you feel, maybe the feet are in proportion. But we are just doing guesstimation. I'll leave it at 30, a nice round number. I'm just going to match my center, my spine, to where my character is. Oh. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this version of my Blender file with the reference in it, and I'm going to use something I think I talked about before. The external data, which will automatically pack resources, meaning any images or reference videos will be packed into the Blender file. You can send it to people and it will be there. You're taking it. Okay.
See you guys.
Good luck, Josh.
Thanks.
So I'll pack these resources, I'll save it, and I'll upload this version. Save as. Mocap, Green Man. Will it be fine as a blend on the side? Yeah, Okay, so that's there for people if they want to use it. The rig ready to go. I can move maybe my back a little bit. And the angle is not flat in our video, it's a little bit up, so I just have to be aware of that as I'm posing it. That it's a little bit up. Because you can see the ground, it's not pure flat. But then it's just a case of guesstimation. Orthographic probably better for this, because no matter how far away I move this image, it will never get any smaller in orthographic view. So probably better to animate that if you're using this method of reference. And, yeah, I haven't pointed this out. In our image display, we can make the image only display in certain views, the front and back, or the front and back on the side. Meaning it'll disappear if we're not in any of those views. Yeah, so it didn't work? Come up pink?
Yeah, it's magenta. Yeah, the magenta.
Damn, my automatic resources didn't work that time. I can just upload the video. No new files being packed? Oh. I mean, mine is. It's in the downloads folder, but I don't think so. I think it'll do it like a file, a directory reference. Okay, I've uploaded the reference as well. And an opacity control, of course, if the video is getting in the way. Enough setup. Let's animate this thing. First pose in orthographic. A little bit of an angle. Yeah. Select all. And I'll keyframe every one of these bones right now. Just location and rotation. I'm not going to scale the bones up or down. Although in a fighting game, they do that sometimes. Scale the fists bigger for big hits. Okay, so straight away, center of gravity. Whole body's turned sideways, actually. Or Z90. And turn that body, because my spine is twisted. chest is twisted, but not my spine as much. Or a little bit of a twist, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, actually. Chest turned a little bit more. Head turned nearly, not totally profile. Kind of facing camera. Good work today. Here's frame 24. Would that be the in? No, it's not required. No. Yeah. No, that's a good point. I did make sure that students do that last year. Yeah. Maybe if you wanted to do 10 minutes of meetings, like, you could do a bit longer than that. All right. Okay, so I leave my feet here. I take a step. I take a step back. No, I'm too cat-like. Step forward, step back. And I suppose that'll be the end of my loop because I start at the back here. Forward and back. That'll be kind of my rest. But I'll go for the full 2 seconds. 48 frames. There might be a bit of settle. Settle before I'm thrown forward again. So I'll just say that's my end for the moment. I'll put a little preview range in here. 1 to 48. So when I press play, it'll just loop between those 48 frames. Forward and nah, not much of a loop. Big jump, big jump. I should give it a little bit more before I settle, maybe. Up to 56. That's a little bit smoother. Less distance to travel to interpolate between. Yeah, I think that'll do. 56. All right, that's my range defined. Yeah, back to that first pose. Command S, saving. Okay, so foot. You know what? I need another window. T, remove my tools. T, remove my tools. Oh, no. G, Y. Out, out, out. Up there, I'm lifting off the ground. Or X, Y. Lift it a little bit. Or Z, I'm turning it out a little bit. Now, in the video, my knee is bent. Okay, so center of mass has to come down. I'll just get the feet in the right position and work on my body's height. Out here. I'm too tall. Too tall for this. The position is... Ah, yeah, but it really doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
That's
It's like,
why it's uniformable, so
Hmm.
you can stretch it.
yeah, I wouldn't want. I don't want to stretch it beyond that. But yeah, it can. It can. It can stretch. Okay, so there's that. Turn it out. Does that look about right? Looks about right. And then let's bring this center of mass down. I've got my two IKs as well. And just come down until we have some bending of legs. There we go. That's something. Jeez. Yeah, my character's not tall enough. I'm just going to have to transpose. Do the best I can. Much lower. And then let's look at our knee targets. Bending the right way. Don't bring them too close. Yeah, this puppet rig actually would have been better because it's more accurate physiologically, but challenge. Oh yeah, and I'm also hunched over. Bring this back on the Y. Bring this chest forward a little bit on the Y or Y. And what's happening with the shoulders and the arms? First arm is in front of the character, so I will bring it in front. And mess with my pole targets after that. It's almost going straight down and then straight across. That's as good as we can do. Angle matches anyway. I'll bring this elbow down. And then shoulders, we generally don't manipulate the IK, the yellow bone, but we can move the shoulder bone around a little bit. The shoulder here is higher. actually is bent. The head coming up like that. Nothing for it. Looking at the shorten my stance a little bit. I'm too stretched. Okay, first pose complete-ish. Complete. Not completed. Now for the next pose, I'd be looking for the key frame, the next extreme of movement. So in my animation, I'm kind of weaving back and forward. So my most extreme pose forward, the next key to focus on. And then we do a breakdown in the middle. You just see my head there is at its most forward point at around frame 20 to frame 22. In frame 20 will be my next key pose. And to mark this down, I'm going to put a marker in my timeline to say next key pose so I can remember where it is. Marker, right here. Marker, add marker, letter M for marker. And that's going to mark a new time marker, yeah, where my playhead is, which is at frame 20. Just so I can keep an eye on where the keyframes are. Add marker. And there it is. F20, frame 20. I can rename that. Rename marker. I will call it key pose 1. And that's just because that's the most extreme moment forward with my movement before I move back. Bless you. I figured we'd wander around and see people getting on.
All is well. You don't have your reference figure? But can we just run down on it? Yeah.
It's 4 bodies, okay.
It's specifically on the backing back and forth on the video reference separation. What about your performance? How that balance?
Yeah. It could be said. Yeah, the film. Who filmed it? Is it on? James's phone. Yeah, did you send other James the footage? Oh, you haven't used your phone?
Yeah, because when I was in between mine, I went the other spot. So.
Yeah, I have to move and jank around with the shoulder. Yeah, I think it was also the case. I think the arms are actually too short. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm too tall. But my head isn't that size either.
Yeah.
No, there is just a bit of matching. So I just shortened the width of this arm. I'm too long. I'll go it.
So I've got the final bit done where like I hold my sword up in the air.
You stab the comics again.
Yeah. But right, for some reason I did the final pose first and I didn't do the. So I'm gonna go back now and do like the first pose and I'm like.
Yeah, you only keyframe the final.
For some reason I did it first. I don't know why.
Hey, do the frame
And
first. Then you can work back.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. Like now I'm just gonna do the one where like at the side here. Then hopefully like after that I should just play like a pretty cool animation of it going like that. Oh, finally. The OneDrive mobile app, I'm not sure if you've ever used it.
It's Microsoft, of course, it's terrible.
I hate all Microsoft apps pretty much. That was it authenticated or something.
Yeah.
Again, you'll get that video in 7 minutes. Okay.
7 minutes till heaven.
Like what?
The best Microsoft app is Microsoft Word.
We love sanctation.
Right. Back to the grind. I am loping forward like an evil goblin. Again, analyze the footage. Center of gravity is easy to calculate. If you look at where people's heads are, we usually line our head up where our gravity is. So right now I'm leaning forward. The weight is forward, so my head is lined up.
Should there be a keyframe on frame 7 because like you kind of move back, like you kind of like move back and then go forward?
Well, I'll tell you what now. I'll tell you what now, and I'll tell you this now. Yeah, there will be extra frames. So these are the keys, as in the big poses, and then where we do different stuff, like extra stuff that isn't going to be caught by interpolation. Like, see, my arms are kind of lowering and raising. Yeah, I think 7 would be a good place for what we call a breakdown frame. So we break down the motion between two key poses so something interesting happens. Very similar to the walk cycle. When we had a contact, we had 2 contacts, it looked kind of like he was walking. But then we add the breakdowns of the passing, the down position, and that adds much more to it. So yeah, you have to decide for yourself where the breakdowns are, but yeah, I think frame 7 would be a good place to put it. And similarly, after frame 20, I'd say there'll be another breakdown before we go back. First, I'm going to keyframe my center of gravity. I'll move forward. Already, just by moving that center of gravity, I can jump between the two, and it almost looks like I'm doing the move. And all I've changed is that one bone. Reference. Do my hips raise, actually? Between first. Not really, no. My knee changes structure and my leg bends as I'm nearly leaving the ground. So yeah, from the bottom up. Feet first. Okay, so knee is going to turn a little bit. I'll move my knee target. Is that my knee? Yeah, it is. It's also nearly left the ground. Rotate, okay, R, Z, Z, X, X, Y, Y, yeah, a little bit of a twist, G, Y, and move a little tiny bit in, and turn it on the Z. Turn down like that. Yeah, there we go. There's a bend. Also, a little bit of rotation on the upper chest, upper body. Head leans forward. Arm extends. G, X, Y. My elbow kind of turns up a little bit, so I'll get my pull target. And raise it up. My left hand nearly stays in the same place. Interesting. Yeah, it stays in the same place, only down a little bit and turned. My elbow lowers. Tiny bit in, tiny bit down. Elbow lowers. We'll get back into locked off. Elbow lowers ever so slightly. Shoulder drops a little bit too. Little tweaks. Excuse me. I could say that's just about key pose 3 or 2. There's none of that breakdown, swishy action that's happening yet. Just leaping forward, sliding forward. Next key pose. Again, I'm all the way forward. I'm going to look for when I'm all the way back again. I can probably duplicate my initial pose and just tweak it slightly. Well, maybe. Just waiting for that head all the way back. There we go, there it is. Head has stopped, so I've stopped my big movement. There's a key position on frame 40. I'll mark it. Add marker. Rename marker. Key pose 2. Now I am going to copy the pose from frame 1 and just paste it on frame 40 and tweak from there. Because it's leaning back, a lot of the stuff will be in the right place. Copy pose. Go to frame. Up. And paste pose. Oh, not really lined up at all. Okay, a bit more tweaking to do. What place was that? I do shift feet. And in front, both hands look like they're together. This arm is in. Elbow is up. Another target. Here we go. just realizing now the knee is totally changed on this side. And it'll just turn straight on. The target is the same. Marker. Rename marker. Shift. Is that Option M or Shift M? I don't know. Back. Okay, let's add a couple of breakdowns in here. It's kind of a flourishy thing I do on my arm, and I also lift my foot and then place it back down. Leap back. Yeah, it's like a wind up before I move. James Kell, you were dead right. 7. Frame 7 is the one. 7. Bring that foot back. Just a touch. I'm going to raise it off the ground. I'll add a marker here, which I'll rename Breakdown. Breakdown 1. Obviously it comes back down pretty quick. So just add another G, Y. Match that up, G, Z. Just a little bit and hope I'm matching the emission. And there's a tiny bit of a breakdown animation. Now I step. I do that step. And with more tweaking, that would definitely look more snappy. Also, the fact that we're not getting it at real time because we're running so slowly because of all the video footage, it's hard to tell. Maybe if I hide this. Yeah, there you go. If I hide the video, we get slightly better, although the frame rate isn't right up there. Yeah, and you can see my foot placement is. Yeah. I think I do remove my back foot off the ground as well, so that's why it's kind of stuck in place. When really I do slide it a bit. Yeah. These are all the little.
Obviously, that would be a change from what's actually happening, but it looks more natural.
I mean, I've already changed from what's actually happening quite drastically.
It's a reference rather than something you should be adhering to 100%.
Yeah, unless you have a rig that does match the person, you know, it's a proper fully humanoid.
Of course, if it's like built to be based off of a person's build and all that.
Oh, but even just humanoid enough, and then you can go 1 for 1. This is slightly more abstraction. Little green man.
This little fella, I don't think it's for this.
We made it. We made this.
I know. I don't think it was made for this.
I made it for this. Mortal mocap. All right, whatever. I'm gonna stop arguing. I would just say yes.
It's lovely to hear them saying the same thing 3 times.
That's very Irish. Good, great. Have a good time later. Good luck. Yeah. There is a tiny bit of tilt there as well. Okay, I'll just turn that a little bit back. Turn this a little bit forward. Get this shoulder up. Get this elbow up. Well, actually, that looks okay. Good luck. See you next time. I think that's a decent little breakdown. See you next time. There's even more flourish up here that I'm missing out on. Might do a breakdown before. Yeah.
Can I just turn on the PCs?
Yeah.
I'm just uploading the Adobe software.
Yeah, no, go ahead. We're deep in the task. Okay, so again, then working through this animation is just more breakdowns when we think we need them around the key poses. Buffer of 7 frames is a decent one to work by. Should drop, yeah, should drop the arm in between those two poses, so I'll go back and correct that. It doesn't drop the arm, it does in the reference, it's up high. It needs to go down a lot more. Let's bring that arm down, so the arm and the pole target needs to be manipulated. Down, down, down. Yeah, that's looking better. Interestingly, I change my foot position. I bring it up here. And then I arrive there at the position. So, the moment it leaves the ground is right here. Get that foot up, and then I plant it way down here. Right here, frame 31. Now again, the stance, I don't think I'll reach that far. As I'm shifting in that midpoint, I've marked at 31. I'm actually raising, my head gets higher. I'm actually going to make this a breakdown right here. Frame 31, I'll add a marker. Rename that marker. Breakdown 2. I've had little tweak frames in between there, but there's a full pose breakdown. Raising in the air, but I don't want to break and go that far. I want it to still be in the IK. Also more flowing into the body rather than the way I have it here. So turn. This hand is out. Outstretched. Elbow a little bit lower. left hand, raising it up. A tricky one to get all this cross body stuff. Pull the target again. Doesn't look particularly threatening or like a stance. Like I need to go to the bathroom. But again, more tweaking. A better rig would probably help too. Yeah, this weirdness here doesn't work. Okay, a little bit of foot tweaking and he looks a little bit more solid. Just animating that foot lifting and planting. Knees look a bit crazy. Can we fix those?
You do a lot of complicated this.
Yeah.
Rows.
Yeah. And because I'm using more complicated rig, I have to do fingers as well.
Oh yeah. I'm having one problem right now is that I want to get the swords like attached. Like I want it like when they catch the wings, I want the swords to stay with it. I can't don't put them in. Alright, I'll go with you. Oh, this one has to be right. There we go. Yeah, so we can So if I go to the on the sword. Oh, on the sword. I'm putting straight on the sword to follow. See if I follow. Oh, okay. Yeah. Tie it up is also.
Yeah, actually, it's better with
Tie it up with. Yeah. Tie it up. Oh. Oh, here you go. The arm. And then we'll have to do some. Yeah. The reason it's better is that you can actually animate that arm up, so you can rank all these. Yeah. So actually, let me check. Very quickly. Oh, so.
So it'll probably have its default transform. You'll have to, once you apply the constraint, you'll have to move it into position, but then it should follow from there. Okay, so there isn't really much more I can add to the video recording part, so I'm just going to stop here. Essentially, it's more breakdowns, more key poses until I get something working, but my idle, I'm pretty happy with that so far. If I spend a couple more hours, I could make it look pretty nice. Yeah, but as it is, I think I can stop there.